The time of snow and cold is upon us. Winter is such an amazing season because we got all the snow coming down, which is really pretty. When everything is covered in a layer of snow, everything looks so smoothed over for miles. It's really like a wonderland. I think this is why winter-themed levels are so popular in games, is because of just how pretty and vast they feel. But at the same time, it's easy to get really busy to the point of completely missing the beauty of snow. I always like to take some time to slow down and simply enjoy the season. And this idea of simplifying is fundamental to today's video, which is why today I'm cutting the B-roll and the music. The chair was too complex. This is better, isn't it? No need to distract us whatsoever. In fact, the one-by-one video just focusing directly on the season, you know? It's just my face and you. This is frankly the best way to talk about video games. Well, I think I know how I can make it even just a little simpler, you know?
Yeah, this is much better. I've been following this new regimen of oversimplifying every aspect of my life, but I realized it wasn't getting much done, so I bought a book on multitasking. I've realized the best way for me to succeed is to do all my work while enjoying leisurely activities, which is why I will henceforth be reviewing all of my games while skiing.
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, it's a pretty good game. There's a lot of fun things to do. It's a good time. I would highly recommend the game. It has a lot of fun ways to travel, like the paraglider, climbing. There's shield surfing, it's a lot of fun. I really wish I would do something like that in real life. It's a really, really good recommendation for me. I got evicted from my house because I was too busy playing the game and I didn't fill out any bills. But I don't blame the game for that. It's more of my own lack of initiative. So I give the game a 4 out of 5. Highly recommend playing it. Yeah.
Okay, well maybe not, but I'm at least going to enjoy the snow. Speaking of which, where am I? How did I get here? How do I get back? Hello?
Ooh, I'm a ghost.
A ghost?
There's too much negativity in your life.
But I thought my content was about optimism.
To get home, admit that Lego City Undercover is good.
I can't do that.
This is a tension that's holding you back.
See? I can see a masseuse. Hello? Ghost? Are you... Oh, he's gone. So while I'm stuck out here, I might as well be productive. I can use this stick as a microphone, you know? It's not that good, but most people start off with a snowball anyway.
So, I think I've made it clear that I really don't like Lego City Undercover. Shocking, I know. While I can appreciate the attempt to make a Grand Theft Auto-like game that kids can play, this just isn't the way to do it. Fundamentally, it comes down to a failure in level design. Lego City Undercover is what I would refer to as a false open world. That isn't to say it isn't an open world, because it technically is. What I mean is that there's no use for it to be an open world. The openness of the world feels like it's intended to put a bullet point on the box rather than actually form valuable gameplay. Frankly, this is a bigger issue with video games as a whole than it is with just Lego City Undercover. There's this notion that video games not being open world is a bit scary now. If your game doesn't benefit from being open world, just don't make it open world. Really, linear games are valuable and awesome. Because the game focuses on more linear levels within this open world, there is a lack of focus that leaves the game without a core identity. The primary mechanic of the game is switching costumes, which boils down to opening a menu and switching costumes just to progress. The idea of costumes might be cool, like if you could choose which costume to best tackle a level. Unfortunately, there's no customization as to how players can go about a level. You have to choose the costumes the game tells you to, making the mechanic meaningless. Imagine if each costume had a perk, and in each level you could switch around costumes to see how to best navigate the area. If this choice existed, then the open world would make much more sense, as the gameplay was about how the player went about the world rather than how the player has to go about the world. And then there's the driving. The main appeal of driving in GTA games is that it comes down to suspense. If you steal a car and drive recklessly, the police will come after you, and you have to be clever in how you evade them. This encourages mastery of the map, knowing where the shortcuts are and knowing what the best route is to avoid the police. Because of this, driving is thrilling because you always have to stay on your toes. Lego City Undercover tries something similar with its chases, but falls short due to poor AI and the lack of incentive to actually understand the world. GTA creates missions that subtly help you discover new areas of the map, slowly building up your mastery of the world without actually realizing that you're doing so. Lego City Undercover doesn't do this, so instead of feeling clever at the end of the chase, you just feel like you made it to your goal, following the dotted line that's ever present. And then there's the open world exploration, which is frankly horrible. There isn't anything to actually do. A game can't expect the player to make their own fun if they aren't given the tools to do so. There isn't any fun combat, driving, or exploration. There's no incentive to go off the beaten path. There is frankly no reason to do anything besides slowly walk to your next mission. If there was fun combats or anything to do to make this more interesting, then the open world here could be fun and have some value. But as it is, it's just a blank slate.
So I think it's pretty clear that I'm going to be stuck here forever. There's got to be a better solution. Alright, so I think I've come up with the simplest solution here. If I can't enjoy Lego City Undercover, I have to find a universe where Lego City Undercover is good. It's the only thing that makes sense. Now all I need is a way to cross universes. I mean, all the superheroes are doing it anyway now, so it shouldn't be too hard. Fortunately, I have a recipe book for this sort of cross-universal travel. It's kind of for everything, now that I think about it. Alright, so I'm going to need a copy of Lego City Undercover. Oh, sorry, that's a recipe for a bad time. So, it looks like the recipe for cross-dimensional travel requires me to have some snow. You know, you'd think that December in Detroit would have some snow, but you gotta work with what you got, I guess. So, snow is basically just flaky water, and trees have sap. Sap is basically just water, so I guess that means trees are snow. I can't believe that worked. But alright, I'm in a new universe now, so I need to figure out if Lego City Undercover is good. I would ask a magic 8-ball, but I don't have one, so I'll just use a deck of cards instead. Is Lego City Undercover good?
Now you may think, in this specific situation, that I did succeed in finding a universe where Lego City Undercover is good. But you can't fool me. This is a conspiracy. Everyone in my home universe tells me that Lego City Undercover is actually good. So nobody can fool me anymore. There's no way that this card is telling the truth. Lego City Undercover is not good, and no one can tell me otherwise.
Well, I guess I just need to go to the next universe. Luckily I was prepared for this, and I put some wood in my pants. Told you trees were liquid. But if trees are liquid, then all I need is some wood.
No way.
Lego City Undercover didn't just change my life. It changed your life. It changed all of us. And yeah, I've heard the historical reasons for playing some other video games that in one way or another led up to the creation of the masterpiece of our time, but I never play those games.
It's a lie.
Lego City Undercover gives me everything I need.
Just talk about how like Lego City Undercover is the most amazing game ever made.
The game is so good.
It's just
It's good.
acting notes. You get
I don't
parts of
believe
parallel
you,
universe,
not for a
but Lego City
second.
Undercover is the most amazing thing that ever happened.
So this is a parallel universe.
But it's our universe. But yeah.
Lego City's such a good game. You know, like, back in 2013, and I know this is kind of like a mild take at this point, but honestly, it deserved Game of the Year. I know that's a mild take, but like, honestly. And like, you know, that parrot scene, oh, that cracks me up every single time I see it.
You're a fool if you believe that.
The writing in that game's so good.
Gamers.
all the infinite games that there are in the universe, what comes to mind when you hear the best game of all time?
Imagine if it was actually
You know
good.
what the answer better be? It better be Lego City Undercover. That is a masterpiece to society.
Alright, if I had to think about one game that has influenced my life tremendously, it would definitely be Lego City Undercover on the Wii U. Now this game, it's got Legos, it's got cities, it's got cops. We all love cops here. And as a wise man from high school once said, it's basically GTA. I live by those words.
Lego City, I hate that game.
Lego City Undercover. No results? Wait, Lego City Undercover doesn't exist in this universe. Well, that's good. Wait, that's good! If Lego City Undercover doesn't exist, then I can say it's good without feeling bad about saying it's good. Does that count? Weird voice ghost guy?
I'll allow it. Now, do you want me to return you to your universe?
What, are you kidding? Lego City Undercover not existing is all I've ever wanted.
Fine. Let me know if you change your mind, though.
Finally, this universe must be perfect. I'm never going to leave.
Have you heard of that awful game Stardew Valley? Oh yeah, the one that everyone hates. Yeah.
No, saying ain't so. Even if Lego City Undercover doesn't exist, I can't live in a universe where Stardew Valley is bad.
Do I hear that you want me to send you back to your universe?
Yes, send me back, please.
Welcome to my universe, where Lego City Undercover exists and Stardew Valley is good. It might be true that I hate Lego City Undercover, but I can still admit that taste is subjective. Not everyone will like every game, but what matters is that there's a variety of games so that everyone can find something that they like. Video games are great, and there's no one way to enjoy them. So even though I don't like this game, I hope that you do. I hope that you can sit down and enjoy it. And I hope that this holiday you find a game that you can relax with and enjoy. And I hope you have a great holiday.
Just talk about how like Lego City Undercover is the most amazing game ever made.
The game is so good.
It's just
It's good.
acting notes. You get put into a parallel universe where Lego City Undercover is the most amazing thing known to humanity.
So it does. This is a parallel universe,
But it's our universe. But yes.
but it's an established parallel universe because we all know Lego City Undercover could never be the greatest game ever.
Well, it is.
But it's not.
But it is. Get the character.
It's so good.
There we go.